The water erupts. In a split second, a massive force surges up from beneath the murky surface. The ambush is over before the prey even senses the danger. No chase, no chance to escape. The crocodile remains one of Africa's most formidable predators. Each year, more than 1 million wildebeest cross the Mara River during a migration spanning nearly 1,200 miles between Kenya and Tanzania. From above, the herd flows across the sun-scorched plains like a vast living river. But beneath the murky waters of the Mara, ancient predators have been waiting for days. The Nile crocodile remains almost motionless in the dark current. It does not chase like lions on the savannah. Its most dangerous weapon is patience. Panic, crowding, and the rushing current create the perfect opportunity for an underwater ambush. Then the moment of chaos begins. As the wildebeest surge into the river, the surface erupts under the force of thousands of pounding hooves. The formation quickly breaks apart in the powerful current. Young ones lose their footing, and adults collide in the panic. And that is when the crocodiles make their move. There is no need for a prolonged chase like other hunters. With a short burst from the riverbed, the crocodile quickly overpowers its target in the murky water. The ambush unfolds so fast that the herd barely has time to break formation before pushing forward again. The migration leads the wildebeest to fresh grazing lands and new water sources. But it also forces them to cross the most dangerous part of the journey, where life exists on a fragile line between those who wait and those who must keep moving to survive. The dry season sun casts a golden glow across the African plains, where the last remaining waterholes become a lifeline in the intense heat. The impala is known for its remarkable speed and powerful leaps, enough to outrun most land predators. But at the water's edge, those advantages carry far less meaning. Beneath the still surface, the crocodile blends almost completely into the murky water. Only its eyes remain just above the surface, patiently waiting for the moment when the prey comes close enough. Then the decisive moment arrives. As one individual lowers its head to drink and the distance narrows to just a few feet, the surface suddenly erupts. The crocodile surges upward with a short, precise burst, stopping the target right at the water's edge. All of the impala's speed advantage nearly disappears in an environment that is not its own. Just seconds later, the surface returns to its quiet stillness. On the savannah, water brings life to many species. But for those lying in wait beneath the surface, it is also where opportunity becomes most clear. In contrast to the crocodile's quiet appearance, the hippopotamus is an animal that commands caution from many others. An adult male hippopotamus can weigh up to 4,000 pounds, with a massive body and jaws that can open nearly 180 degrees. Even fully grown crocodiles often avoid direct confrontations, as a single mistake can come at a very high cost. However, a prolonged dry season changed everything. At that time, the crocodiles began looking for opportunities to target vulnerable young hippos. The moment finally came when the mother hippo was focused on feeding. A large crocodile surged out of the murky water and pulled the calf into a tightening circle of predators. Within moments, the young hippo gradually disappeared beneath the churning water. By the time the mother hippo realized what had happened, it was already too late. The mother hippo let out powerful calls of distress, but could not break through the wall of crocodiles ahead. On a nearby open bank, several lionesses watched in silence, as though witnessing one of Africa's harsh realities. Even the strongest animals can sometimes be powerless. Across the vast African plains, no land predator matches the speed of the cheetah. In just a few seconds, it can accelerate to over 60 miles per hour. But that speed comes at the cost of rapidly draining its energy. Because of that, after each chase, water becomes essential for survival. That is why the cheetah often moves toward the water's edge during the day, when the light helps it detect danger from a distance. But beneath the seemingly still, shallow water, crocodiles have already been waiting in silence. Then the stillness suddenly shatters. The attack happens so quickly that the cheetah cannot react. Just seconds later, the surface returns to calm, as if nothing had happened, a costly lesson for the remaining cheetahs. The sound of hooves echoes across the Serengeti plains as thousands of zebras move toward the sediment-colored river. The migration stretches for hundreds of miles, forcing the herd to keep moving in search of fresh grazing after the dry season. But ahead of them lies not only the strong current, it is also a place where ambush predators have already been waiting beneath the riverbed. As the leading zebras plunge into the water, the river surface immediately churns. Thousands of black and white bodies press together in the powerful current, pushing through the chaos and danger. They do not cross out of courage, but because the instinct to survive drives them forward. But for the massive crocodiles hidden beneath the deep water, this is also the decisive moment. For weeks, even months, they have done little but wait for this opportunity. The migration brings a valuable source of food, enough to sustain them, build energy reserves, and carry them through long periods of scarcity. They do not hunt out of aggression, but because their survival depends on these brief moments of opportunity. As the water gradually returns to calm, the migration continues as if it never paused. The surviving zebras move on toward new grazing lands, while the crocodiles quietly sink back beneath the river after a rare opportunity. Across the African wilderness, both predator and prey are driven by the same purpose: to survive. Along the banks of the Zambezi River, a herd of African buffalo moves like a massive living wall of steel, alert and cautious. With bodies weighing close to 2,000 pounds and powerful curved horns, they make many predators think twice. But at the water's edge, that advantage begins to fade, as crocodiles have been waiting in silence for a long time. Then the decisive moment arrives. As one buffalo steps into the water, the surface suddenly erupts. A crocodile surges up, clamping onto the front of its opponent and trying to pull it into deeper water. But this time, something rare happens. The buffalo braces its body and drags the predator back toward the shore, while the herd rushes in, lowering their horns in a clear display of defense. Sensing the advantage slipping away, the crocodile is forced to release its hold and retreat into deeper water, leaving behind a cold, watchful gaze fixed on the opportunity that slipped away at the last moment. In Africa, true strength is not always found in a sudden ambush, but in the ability of the herd to stand firm together in the face of danger. The rainy season returned, bringing countless animal carcasses drifting into the river bends. This was a time of abundance for the crocodiles, but it was also when massive males crossed paths more frequently. The plentiful food supply did not reduce competition. Instead, it fueled intense struggles for dominance. The tense moment finally arrived. An animal carcass stranded along the riverbank drew two male crocodiles to the same spot. In an instant, the two massive reptiles collided, exchanging powerful bites, while sweeping tail strikes sent waves rolling across the water. But the confrontation did not last forever. When one crocodile recognized that its rival had the advantage, the weaker animal often chose to retreat and conserve its strength. In the world of crocodiles, surviving for the next challenge can sometimes be more important than claiming a meal right in front of them. At the shallow riverbanks of Africa, where water meets land, a classic confrontation can always unfold. The crocodile, the ruler of the wetlands, and the lion, the king of the savanna. But in this encounter, the deciding factor is not strength, it is the terrain. During the dry season, when water becomes scarce, a male lion is forced to cross the river. Beneath the murky surface, a crocodile quietly moves closer. A sudden strike misses its target, just enough for the lion to surge forward and reach the shore, where the advantage quickly shifts. On land, the situation changes completely. When a crocodile leaves the water to bask in the sun or compete for food near the shore, it enters a disadvantage. A group of lions appears. The pride does not charge in directly. Instead, they move around the edges, applying pressure from multiple directions, forcing their opponent to keep turning. Near the water's edge, the crocodile patiently looks for a way back. Every opening matters. When an opportunity appears, it uses all its strength, sliding quickly toward the water, the place where it truly holds control. The encounter ends without a clear winner. On the boundary between water and land, each species is a ruler, but only within its own world. After every encounter at the water's edge, the crocodile reveals that true strength lies in cold patience beneath the still surface. Across the wild lands of Africa, each species holds its own way to survive in a harsh environment. Nature has never belonged entirely to the strongest, but to those who know how to wait for the right moment. If you enjoy these moments of the wild, be sure to like and subscribe. And perhaps in the next encounter, That same quiet river will once again become the center of another fight for survival.